The middle of the night beckons, and this is more my element, but it sounds like I'm listening through tin cans. Maybe these headphones are a little screwy from the from all the gaming we were doing earlier, or maybe I just shouldn't wear them as much. What is up, everybody? This is Jay, aka MultimediaJay. Middle of the night, my kind of time to be streaming when it's nice and quiet, because all the screaming brats in the neighborhood are sleeping and people don't want to make too much noise in case the cops get called on them. It works great for stuff like this. It even works even better for YouTube videos too. My streaming setup at this point is technically better than my YouTube setup, despite upgrading the YouTube setup after buying the streaming gear. Well, upgrading both, actually. Going from the Logitech cam to the Nexigo cam, which actually does pretty well even in low light like this. I think it does better than my camcorder. But something important to remember, that video about streaming on YouTube that I did a couple of weeks ago is very low quality because I was experimenting with something in OBS. So basically I was passing footage from the camera through OBS, including the video, to try and clean up the audio through the filters. I should have passed just the audio through because there was a serious degradation of the video. So still working on the settings on that camcorder to see if it wasn't a waste of money during the stimulus unemployment. But I'm looking for a setup where I can have similar results, whether I stream like this and it sounds like I'm on the radio, or I go around with a camera with a shotgun mic now that I have a camera that supports external microphones. So get a shotgun mic, a lavalier, or maybe even a custom setup with a bunch of wireless devices. There's certainly enough Bluetooth technology out there to have something fancy going into that mini jack on the camcorder these days. So coming off of a 4-hour gaming stream on Twitch earlier tonight, playing a bunch of retro Super Nintendo games, just a walk down memory lane for any 90s gamers out there, mostly underrepresented games on Twitch that maybe it's because I'm old and the games are old too, but you don't see a lot of people playing them except speedrunners and stuff. Now, here's the thing. I'm not really, I'll watch speedrunners because speedrunners can do some pretty cool things, but the speedrunners are always playing the game for their speedrun's sake. They're not really enjoying the game the way it was meant to be enjoyed. So in terms of presenting the games as games to be played, not games to be meta'd to death, which is basically what speedrunning is. You're doing everything possible, maybe even using glitches to beat the game as quickly as possible. It doesn't really express to somebody maybe who's never played these games just what kind of experience a game like Ocarina of Time or Super Mario Kart or Legend of the Seven Stars is going to do if they decide to start playing it themselves. And it's worth a couple of laughs to see how rusty I've gotten at some of these games, having not played them on a regular basis in decades. Always a source of laughs and things like that. Let's get some music going and let's talk about Twitch affiliate, because as it stands, right now we're just seeing if there's a database that needs to update, because the analytics screen on Twitch tells me I have my 3 concurrent viewers for affiliate after the stream tonight. But I noticed the last time this updated that there's a difference between the analytics system and the system that tracks the achievement. So it might take a day or two for that system to update, at which point it would trigger the invitation to the affiliate program. Which, given the number of YouTube videos that I've seen about people leaving the Twitch affiliate program, probably makes me look like Mr. Backwards Man, that it's totally not trendy, because it's totally not trendy to actually be an affiliate right now. People are actually leaving the program. Some of them are leaving because of Devin Nash's video on the topic. And here's the thing, Devin Nash didn't get everything right. He couldn't get everything right. He was winging it. He was doing it. He makes YouTube videos out of Twitch streams. The fundamental problem with that, as we've discussed, is that there's a quality ceiling on live content. And one of the things that you constantly will catch yourself doing when you're winging it off the cuff like this, basically when you're live, is you'll make mistakes that you won't notice until you listen to yourself after the fact. And there's no way to edit that out because it's supposed to be, one long take. So it's one of the inherent limits of live streaming. There's a lot of stuff that people are frustrated about with Twitch that really they should be frustrated about with the format. It's more of a live streaming problem than a Twitch problem. Oh, great. I recreated this cowlick thing by buzzing this wrong. I'm going to have to get the shaver and stuff. Been buzzing my own hair for years now. Hair usually grows fast, so if I didn't, I'd be going to the barber shop every 2 weeks or so. It's just crazy. So anyways, let's get some music going here and let's just talk about some stuff related to Twitch affiliate. Because I've been watching a lot of these videos that people are putting on YouTube. And let's see, make sure that the loudness equalization is off. it is off on this logon. Good. Using it earlier. One of the new things to do, let's see, and let's check the levels. 7%, good. So let's just adjust it with the two knobs. One of the things that I noticed that these Twitch streamers are doing because of DMCA now is they're playing the music at line level or less. So like barely audible, but you can actually hear the music they're dancing to if you turn on volume normalization and you level the audio out. So this latest trick is, well, if the music's not loud enough, it won't get picked up by any algorithms the RIAA is using. So what that means is that all the RIAA has to do is get a compressor on the other side and take away all of the dynamic range to level out the audio as much as possible, and it'll probably pick something up. So I mean, these Twitch streamers need to acknowledge that Twitch as a platform is just fundamentally deficient. They don't have the technology, they don't have the stuff that YouTube and Facebook have, and as a result, there are going to be issues that exist only on Twitch. But if you think that Twitch is all there is, that's the problem. If you think of yourself as somebody who is bound to a platform or should be tied to a platform, that's where your problem comes into play here. So that's why I want to talk about turning the tables on Twitch affiliate, because people talk about Twitch affiliate like it limits you. That's wrong. If Twitch affiliate limits you, you're doing something wrong. Twitch affiliate should be limiting Twitch, because the stuffiness of the agreement means if you play the platforms to their strengths, you will limit the content you send to Twitch because of the stuffiness of the affiliate agreement, DMCA, the weak discoverability technology, and all kinds of other stuff. Net effect of this is that the content on Twitch gets dull, and Twitch has to improve, or they become the most boring, predictable streaming platform out of the big three. It's just the way it is. Let me look at some things related to... Let me just put a browser on the screen here and link it up. So, let me just show you folks what I'm talking about. Also, I should also mention that as a YouTuber, I have a very heavy emphasis on show flow. So that's why I monologue it out like a radio show if nobody shows up to chat. But as we saw the other night, it was a little awkward because I'm so used to nobody being around that when people did show up, it took some time to get used to that. Sometimes you go to some people's Twitch streams and it's not like they're really trying to have fun with a show or anything. They're just trying to hang out and play video games. And that's what I mean when I say that the best gaming streamers out there nail down the feeling of going over a friend's house and watching them play video games. Because if you've done it in the offline world, Twitch should be very familiar if a streamer's doing it the right way. Let's link up a browser here. Let's take a look at some things. I also have to do some renovations to the Twitch channel. So let's link this up. I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way because I'm kind of used to it. So here's my Twitch information here, and the 2.97 out of 3 is the old number. This has yet to update. So this 297 out of 3, just making sure I'm looking at the right preview here. This 297 out of 3 is the old number. The latest stream clocked in at 3.1 average concurrence. And there were people that were stopping by because I was playing underrepresented games. They were stopping in, they were saying hello, and things like that. Played some Mario Kart games, some F-Zero games, just went through very nice and retro, underrepresented games on Twitch. Gave them a little a little boost in terms of people actually playing the games on Twitch during American prime time, and it was pretty fun. Especially Mario. Here's the thing, presentation value is cool. It tells your audience that you, as a content creator, care about them, that you're putting in the work to make what you're watching better, and you want to make it better. But at the same time, it's not everything. So, I actually had the most fun playing Mario Kart Super Circuit, the Game Boy Advance game. I got it on the Wii U Virtual Console. So, I actually had the most fun playing the worst-looking game. I actually think Mario Kart Super Circuit, at least when blown up to full-size TV, I think it's slower than Super Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo, which was a real wake-up call for me because I tend to associate the Game Boy Advance as being a portable Super Nintendo, and I thought that was cool, when I was playing catch-up on handhelds after college, because I grew up with the original Game Boy, which was creamed spinach Nintendo, basically. But I saw Game Boy Advance. I was like, oh, cute, a little purple Game Boy. I mean, yeah, of course there's going to be a new one. There was the Game Boy Color and all these other things as well. But when I started seeing some Game Boy Advance games and they looked like Super Nintendo games, I was like, I am getting old. I am absolutely getting old. There's a portable Super Nintendo nowadays. To receive invitation to the affiliate program, you must simultaneously meet all 4 requirements over a 30-day period. So this is one of the unintended consequences of Twitch, by the way, emphasizing concurrence, because I was reading on Reddit earlier that the concurrent requirement is what messes people up the most. And the thing you got to remember is that Twitch is the only platform with a concurrent requirement. YouTube doesn't have it, Facebook doesn't have it. I've compared the 3. If something's changed, then whoever makes that change is an idiot, because they should know that concurrence cause unintended consequences. Here's the plan. This hits 3 when the system updates. I freeze my Twitch channel and don't do any streaming until the system processes the affiliate invite. And an affiliate's my only goal. I know Twitch is fraught with problems. I'm not somebody who thinks Twitch is the most amazing thing ever. They're the biggest platform when it comes to live streaming, but it doesn't make them the best, and the numbers prove that. So my only goal is affiliate. Until I get affiliate, my content on Twitch is limited by the need to get affiliate in order to feel like I've accomplished something. But what about that contract? What about the exclusivity? What about your brand and likeness? All the stuff that Devin Nash is bringing up. Let me tell you something. We talked about this earlier, but it bears repeating yet again. The Twitch controlling your likeness is a legal thing that's in there to give them permission to do it, so nobody tries to make it so that they don't have it after the fact. It's not in the affiliate agreement. It's in the terms of service. Everybody is subject to this. If Twitch wanted to, per their own terms of service, they've given themselves the rights, and they even call it a binding contract. You'd have to get a lawyer and argue this with them, see if anyone will take up your case. Twitch could actually make a commercial of nobody streamers playing a game. Kind of like what they do with all the big streamers playing Among Us and stuff. They could make one of those ads with nobodies who aren't even affiliates yet. They've given themselves the permission to do so. It's Section 8A in the Twitch Terms of Service. It's one of those things that kind of reminds me of when I was watching Virtual Legality, Richard Hogue Law Pro thing on YouTube. And Virtual Legality was talking about when people were freaking out about some kind of YouTube terms of service change. It talked about features that are no longer that are no longer viable, or business viability, that kind of thing. No longer commercially viable. And that just talks about, that just officially gives them permission to retire old features that aren't being used, that are costing money, but it's not really working very well for them. So I really have to wonder if the people that thought the sky was falling with that, do you really think that YouTube would shut your channel down when they can serve ads against it, especially when they've given themselves a right to monetize so they can serve ads against videos that aren't in the partner program? You really think that's the case? And that's another thing, too, with Twitch as well. People are saying the sky is falling because the affiliate agreement mentions an inactive account can be shut down and terminated from the affiliate program. But why would Twitch... Well, Twitch would give themselves permission to do that because it's part of them saying that they have permission to manage their own system, essentially, putting it in writing for you. But why, if you're making content, and their own guidance suggests that they always support creators making content, even if it's not doing very well at the time, because they just want them to keep trying and maybe make something better or something like that. Why would Twitch, if they can serve ads on something, deliberately decide to kick someone out of the affiliate program, and then whatever streaming they did, they couldn't put ads on it anymore? I think unless Twitch decides to follow in YouTube's footsteps and we start talking about demonetization on Twitch, that I don't think they would even invoke that part of the affiliate contract. So it makes no business sense for them to do so. If they can serve ads somewhere, it means, we serve an audience. Hey, advertiser, we can serve ads to a viewership of 50,000 people, 2 of which watch this rinky-dink nobody streamer that we can't even remember the name of. But it's 50,000 instead of 49,998. One of those deals. Now, that's just one small streamer. Multiply it by everybody who's trying to get affiliate and isn't there yet. So, but again, if you know what you're doing, you will limit your content to Twitch. So when you're trying to make these concurrent goals, that's when you stream on YouTube or Facebook. You learn on YouTube or Facebook, and then maybe you'll be like, do I even want to give Twitch a try? If you start building yourself up on YouTube in the time it takes, so you start getting to the point where you might want to try Twitch. But the thing is, I've been watching or listening to, at minimum, all kinds of YouTube videos that the algorithm is now sending me because I showed interest in a video about someone quitting the affiliate program. I'm seeing all of these people that are leaving the affiliate program, and they're all making the same completely stupid points. What they're saying tells me that they didn't think about anything they were told. They might have watched Devin's video, and that's why. And that's why, because they're just repeating all the points verbatim. They're not really thinking about what it is that they're saying, or really kind of going under the hood to see if what they were told was right in the first place. So I've seen multiple videos where people think that Twitch owns your likeness because of the affiliate program, when no, it's in the terms of service, section 8A. I've seen multiple programs that say that you cannot stream anywhere other than Twitch if you're an affiliate, which is also false. The exclusivity period is only for content that is brought to Twitch, broadcasted on Twitch, originates on Twitch. Twitch's own support guidance under their FAQs mentions that the affiliate program allows for someone to stream on one platform and then go stream somewhere else as long as it's not a multi-stream. And Twitch is the only platform that requires the exclusivity. So there's nothing stopping you. If you're sick of Twitch, just walk away. Double stream on Facebook and YouTube. Or just go to YouTube or something. Or multi-stream on Facebook, YouTube, and all the other platforms like DLive. They don't have exclusivity things. I don't think anybody else is going to. So there's too many people out there that are thinking that the affiliate contract means they're only with Twitch. And they're completely misreading the affiliate contract. They haven't even looked at these FAQs that are out there that actually, you could say Twitch is kind of undercutting itself like this, because this is the sort of thing, if companies want to control you with gotcha agreements and stuff, they won't tell you these details. But what we have here, Twitch is actually clarifying their own stuff. Like, oh yeah, the affiliate exclusivity thing means that you could stream on Twitch, stop, and then go stream somewhere else immediately afterwards. And then there was somebody I was watching just before going on live, actually, the most recent video, who's like, I don't have time to stream 2 hours on Twitch and 2 hours on YouTube or 2 hours on Facebook. Don't do that. Stream on different days. Pit the platforms against each other in the same time slot. See which one performs better. Because last I checked, I even verified that I think the multi-stream in Slobs is part of Streamlabs Premium, a premium service. So basically, Streamlabs is trying to get you to do things through their own stuff instead of buying Restream.io or something like that. So, yeah, just people out there, they're just repeating what other people are telling them without thinking about it or without confirming it themselves. Or they're racing to make a YouTube video and they're outing themselves as not knowing what they're talking about, specifically because they're repeating what somebody else already said. So it's just something, this person said it, so I'm just saying it again, and they're passing along the misinformation that way. It's nuts. You know, so much misinformation is going around about the Twitch affiliate program right now because people are just regurgitating what they heard some commentator say, and probably not even looking at the documents firsthand, not even checking it out firsthand. It's nuts. The Twitch affiliate program should not ever limit you. It should limit Twitch. So in my case, because of Twitch and their persistent problems with DMCA, what I'm streaming on Twitch right now is not just to get affiliate. I expect this to be a regular recurring theme. Did I just give myself like a razor cut somehow? Feels like it. It's like when you cut yourself shaving. Ugh. So, yeah, something's totally not right here. Maybe I popped a pimple, I don't know. So, look, Twitch doesn't have a plan for DMCA. They're throwing creators under the bus on DMCA. They're giving the worst advice because they don't have a system. They don't have an answer like YouTube and Facebook do, other than strikes only. And they didn't have an answer for so long. The RIAA has programmed automated systems to automate the process. But because it's being done through the law and not through the platform, they have to comply with it. So creators are being thrown under the bus, helter-skelter. I've heard of all kinds of creators getting strikes and stuff along those lines, big and small. And of course, the thing with the Fortnite thing. Yeah, there might have been commercial music in that Fortnite thing we did. Just delete your clips and VODs. Export them, then delete them. See our stuff if you want more info on how to. Hey, isn't it great we gave you this wonderful ability to delete all the clips off your channel? No, it isn't, Twitch. And so, as a result of this negligence in terms of managing your platform and not putting enough into it, see, just a couple short weeks ago, I tossed around the idea of streaming on Twitch and sending everything to YouTube as highlights and stuff after the fact, but I don't even want to do that. I want Twitch to be its own thing, with its own concentrated coolness and reasons for people to go there. So, this thing I'm doing with the retro games and playing through games in the backlog and stuff, and it's gonna be games that don't have licensed music in the soundtracks, by the way. It's gonna be like Mario games, Nintendo games, things like that. Very limited gaming stuff. The rest can come to YouTube or something like that, or I can go to Facebook Gaming, I don't know. Maybe Facebook Gaming's the best place to play a game with a licensed soundtrack, since they actually tried to get a music license. I have my issues with Facebook Gaming, the real names thing being the principal one among them, but knowing what to put where and realizing being a streamer is a fool's errand. You build yourself up with videos and things that very quickly, succinctly, and to the best of your ability give people a reason to like you as a creator and want to watch you when you're live. My prediction is that it gets to the point where saying that you're a streamer means you're lazy or you don't understand how things have changed. Streaming? No, look at the offline equivalent of this. You're a musician. You have a deal with a record contract, you have a deal with a record company, you have a recording contract, you make music. You release studio albums, people hear the song on the radio, and then you go on tour. Unless, I mean, there are genres of music like jam bands and stuff that are centered around live performances, and there are small local bands that play gigs. But let's say you're doing a mix of everything as a musician. You and your group and your band or whatever, you do your stuff, you put your new hit song on the radio, and then you go on tour corresponding to the album. So people become interested in your music because of the studio album, Evergreen, and they want to see it live. Sound familiar? YouTube streaming is like that. Make stuff, get your feet wet with content creation, then practice being live as a PC streamer on YouTube until you get big enough to unlock mobile streaming. Get to the point where streaming is a sidecar. Special events or something else that's unique from your videos. Like what I'm doing right now, where I'm talking about stuff behind the scenes, just hanging out talking about this nerd stuff. Or if I'm working on stuff, or I'm making stuff, or I'm checking stuff out. The one thing I don't want to do on stream is spoil a YouTube video, so I will probably not be one of those people who does working on stuff streams. So, and on YouTube, the concurrents don't matter. And because if I keep a good show flow to it, or make heavy use of the cloud editor to highlight things or cut out parts that aren't relevant or whatever after the fact, every stream doubles as at least a YouTube video of some sort for people that watch stuff after the fact. Kind of like what radios and radio stations and podcasts do. The radio style show is kind of obsolete at this point, but let me see the analytics that Twitch has here. Because I found something interesting when I actually took a look at some of the analytics. The Twitch analytics suite is not as interesting as YouTube's. But here's what's interesting. In the last 30 days, 25%, equating to about 10 views. But remember, Twitch is basically Daily Motion in terms of its size. It is itty-bitty compared to YouTube. The daily hits per day are way lower. So we apply the same rules to Twitch that we apply to Daily Motion. So with Daily Motion, it was drop a decimal point. 100 views on YouTube was the equivalent of 10 views on Twitch. 10 views on Daily Motion, right. That's the kind of size difference we were talking about between the two platforms, and that was years ago. So today, maybe under Vivendi, as a largely commercial video platform, where the biggest videos on the front page are like 5,000 to 10,000 views, unlike YouTube, maybe we've moved up to 2 decimal point differences between the platforms these days. But Twitch is a way smaller platform. Its history as Justin TV and a gaming-focused thing, then they expanded again, has been more niche than YouTube being general purpose the whole way through. So it's almost like Twitch is the minor leagues and YouTube is the major league, except the marketing and the culture has got so many people razzle-dazzled that they think Twitch is any kind of YouTube competitor. It's not in the same league as YouTube. Even conceptually, with so much of an emphasis on live, with no emphasis on after the fact and not much of a reason to have after the fact content on Twitch, they've backed themselves into this corner. They should have done something a couple of years ago to fix this. Now, even with all of that, much smaller platform, not really designed to be anything like YouTube, even though the features are there. They're very basic, they're simple, and they're pretty dumb. Even the algorithms are kind of simple compared to what YouTube has. The YouTube ones get pretty creepy sometimes. So, despite all of that, 25% of people stopping by my streams came over from the browse page in the last 30 days. So, people are finding me. Where are my views coming from? 35% are from people already following. Now, keep in mind, some folks came through with a bot earlier, so I'm waiting for Twitch to finish cleaning that up. But I know that even if they completely wiped out all the blah accounts, bad accounts, I don't know where these accounts come from, I'd still have more than 50 followers because I've been keeping track. I had 30 when I started 7-8 months ago, and enough people I know have clicked that button to get over 50 by now. So that's not a concern for me. But there are people coming in through the followers, so there are people actually seeing the notifications. Cool to know that works. And then there's people coming in through the browse page. There's direct Google and Twitch.tv for externals and things like that, people looking for stuff. What I find interesting, though, and this is the reason to get involved in Discords, even if you just do funny stuff from time to time, or you just say a joke or something, or maybe the algorithms hook you up with some people from other audiences because, you know, you mention somebody in a video and it picks that up, or the community finds out about you, land on someone else's Discord, and people find out about you that way, even though you're not self-promoting. In the last 30 days, I have shared viewers with Ginny, Yugi, Hachibi, Amaranth, so that one's the weirdest one, and Twitch, and the only time I've watched the official Twitch channel was for GlitchCon. So that's somebody who probably found out about my commentaries with GlitchCon and saw it for themselves, or watched for themselves. I have no idea how anybody from Amaranth's community has any idea about me. The big issue I've watched a couple of things she does, but I'm not really the kind of person to watch somebody who's largely about their looks, because it just gets old. I mean, okay, they're pretty for the umpteenth time. You know, there's got to be... Look, there's people that... There's a lot of pretty faces on Twitch. Twitch is very photogenic, and so's any visual medium. So's YouTube, so's television, blah, blah, blah. There's going to be good-looking people that are going to get more views than me because they're good-looking. It's photogenic. That's how it works. But when I run into somebody who's good-looking and they have a wonderful personality, guess who wins? Versus, you know, I'm just, you know, good-looking and that's where my channel comes from. Go check out my OnlyFans. Oh, you know... So I have no idea. The big issue I have with Amaranth is that she very lightheartedly talked about copy striking someone, and that if you joke about abusing the DMCA, game over. Doesn't Twitch have enough problems with that? She probably, if she blanked out her channel, doesn't even have the clip up anymore, but now, I don't know. It's been a while. Maybe I'll check out some of what she does again, but I'm just telling you right now, ASMR is not really my thing. And if it comes down to someone who's pretty on camera versus someone who's pretty on camera and has a nice personality, guess who wins? That's really it. I mean, this social media stuff and this online media stuff, if you want to amount to something, anything, you got to find something you do that people will like coming from you more than anyone else they want to tune into. And that's one of the reasons why I go looking for the needs of the community with some of the stuff that I make. There's some stuff that I'm curious about. I'm a nerd. I'm an experiment with things. There's some things that I'm going to experiment with. But at the same time, one of the reasons why my tech videos have been cruder than a lot of what some of the bigger channels do is because some people have come telling me, look, I am sick and tired of the way Linus and everybody who copies Linus does things. So, plus I've been inspired by a couple of more vloggy-ish channels of people tinkering with cars and stuff. So that's where some of that came from in terms of the crudeness of my videos over the years. And not really advancing too much, because there's people that are sick of the fluff. And I understand where they're coming from. And over on Twitch, everybody's playing Among Us right now. Because there's all these people that just hope one day they'll be in the match with the big streamer, and that's what makes them into a big streamer, when that's not how it works. And the big streamers have no reason to ever have you in their matches if they don't know you, because they don't know if you might be someone trying to destroy them by getting them banned by saying a nasty word on stream or something, and now they've broadcasted it and they're accountable for it. One of many problems with that sort of thing. So that's the thing with all of this. It's interesting though that what can I make this bigger, like beyond 30 days? Like, can I go back to the previous month? What channels have viewers in common with mine? Try September. Now this isn't changing no matter which. This isn't changing no matter which one of these I go to. So I'll assume that this is a relatively recent feature, or the numbers are too small, so that when something registers, it stays there. So, but yeah, the KIRLs, Amaranth, 3K IRLs, Amaranth, and Twitch. I share viewers with them. So, but Amaranth's a pretty popular channel anyways. But so. Interesting. Could be a mathematical thing too, where, I mean, how many people are watching Twitch just for like GlitchCon and special events, but they really just watch streamers because they're interested in streamers. What categories do my viewers like to watch? 77% like just chatting, 23% like Among Us. The rest is everything else. So I could get in on the Among Us scene, but I really don't like the idea of a game that's about backstabbing people, so to speak. You know, the very kind of drama-causing stuff that, you know, that it's the reason why there's certain YouTubers I don't watch. And plus, some people get too into it and it makes you wonder about their character. Then there's performance on things like that. But it's interesting to see that despite all of these no self-promotion rules floating around out there, they don't actually stop the inevitable. Which is that people have agency. People can choose to watch whoever. So all the stuffy rules in the world isn't going to stop that. It's just going to make you look like you can't handle the fact that there's another creator. And that other creator is proud of what they do. They might be interested in it. So that's where Twitch is going for me, is it's going to be highly limited because of Twitch affiliates. Let's see what else we got going on here. Waiting for the database to update on when that trips the 3s. Otherwise, let's go in on another weekend evening. Probably not tomorrow. Probably not tomorrow. We'll just pick another Friday or so, and we'll go in. We'll do other stuff besides stream on Twitch, trying to get Twitch affiliate. So we'll go in, do that other stuff. This song's too repetitive. So we'll go in, we'll do that, and we'll just keep it up until we get that 3. Bust out the smartphone trick if necessary. But meeting felt needs in the community is a way to connect with people and do something that they actually will appreciate. Like representing an underrepresented game, or an underrepresented way in which a game is presented to people. That's something I've seen with some of the YouTube algorithms lately, is Skyrim. Everybody plays Skyrim, everybody does a Let's Play of Skyrim once in a while, everybody streams Skyrim once in a while. But the progression of your characters, if they're interesting, or checking out mods, is a way to make something a lot more unique to your channel than just being the umpteenth person to play Skyrim and yell at Lydia for running straight into the dragon and getting one-shotted. So That's really the thing here is don't let Twitch affiliate hold you back. If you think Twitch affiliate holds you back, you have the wrong attitude towards it. The writing does not in any way do what some of these people making misinformation videos say it does. And people are taking what's actually in the text too far, which even without getting a lawyer involved, Twitch has already said that there are certain interpretations that they would support of their own affiliate agreement. And one of them is that you can stream, you can platform rotate, so to speak. And if, okay, exclusivity, right? This is the reason why I keep an eye on Facebook and YouTube combined with the Streamlabs quarterlies. Let me bring up the Streamlabs Stream Hatchet. The Streamlabs Stream Hatchet results yet again. When was this? Is this set to Q3? This is set to... Where do I set this? Quarterly data. Where's the setup page on this? Quarterly data, quarterly results. Q3 2020, okay. This is one of the principal reasons why, if we go to Excel, click, it doesn't show anything. Oh, did we break it again? Let's relink it. It's probably trying to show Power Query from the last... No, it is trying to show Power Query, and it's a blank window. Shut off Power Query. There we go. OBS and Power Query do not play well together because of overlay issues. So this was the last quarter. So you have Twitch, which is huge compared to YouTube or Facebook, but it's only about twice the size-ish. Let's see. Equals 4070 divided by this. About 1 3/4 the size of YouTube, Facebook combined. What matters is that YouTube and Facebook do not have stuffy exclusivity, so you could always double stream. So the real competitor is uBook. So here's what the showdown is. Take off Facebook and YouTube's individual numbers. Here's the real competition. Not YouTube. uBook. So here's the real competition here. Twitch with their stuffy exclusivity, and YouTube, Facebook without. 47, these are millions. 4741 versus 2716. Then our stream 2056 and then 20 and 1. Ratio 23.061 and 135.24. Also, no emphasis on concurrent viewers and far beefier evergreen options. So if you do a stream that sounds like a radio show or a podcast, it's more likely to get appreciated after the fact on the evergreen platforms than it is on Twitch, buried somewhere in a VOD directory somewhere. This is what people are not looking at. This is what the commentators aren't talking about as much as they should be. And here we are back to the individual numbers here. YouTube is 134, Facebook is 136. Facebook is also the easiest of the platforms to join the, to get monetized on, because they're trying to grow, so they have their goals set rather low. We can double check that too, see if they've upped them. But Facebook level up, it's a low ceiling, but it's something that's rather easily achievable and not exclusive. I heard someone say something, though, about how Facebook charges some kind of premium fee for multi-streaming. Is that really an issue? Facebook Gaming, the Ultimate Guide from the Restream blog. Something on Reddit, of course, comes up in the answers. Yes, I stream to Facebook Gaming, Twitch, and YouTube, no problem. So this is the part where Devin Nash shows up and says, well, you can restream to all the sites and see if you grow on any of them. But look, you spend all this time talking about how streaming on Twitch is like trying to grow a garden in the middle of winter. That it's the worst place to try and grow your brand on. Is it that much of a loss to split off whatever you do on Twitch from the double streaming stuff on the other platforms? Is it that much of a loss, really, to not pit Twitch against its competition? Really? When you have YouTube and Facebook and double streaming and things like that, how much more are you going to gain if you multi-stream on everything versus just YouTube and Facebook, given Twitch's major problem with way too many hours streamed relative to the hours watched, which, as we've mentioned here, this is versus the direct competition that allows for no stuffy exclusivity. To match what the competition would have in terms of that ratio, Twitch would need 27,000 million, tons and tons of watch hours. They would have to increase the size of they would have to get the hours watched up nearly 6 times as high as what it is. And it's already the biggest in the industry. Just because it's the biggest doesn't mean it's the best. There's too many people trying to be streamers. There's too many people trying to be streamers, and the hours streamed is way too high. And this is the thing where you might see, you probably will, and probably look around, you'll see the way Twitch advertises itself. I guarantee you that if Twitch is doing some shrewd marketing to try and get more people to watch Twitch, they're going to try and find people who would want to watch Twitch but not become streamers. Because that won't feed into this persistent problem they have quarter after quarter, as we can see here. Here's the hours streamed ratios. YouTube has been improving. Facebook was already up there. Twitch has actually gotten a tad worse. This is every single quarter this year. The ratio on Twitch has been the worst out of these three, except for Mixer, which is gone, the entire year. When did Streamlabs Q3 come out? Let me see that. Streamlabs, Stream Elements, Q3 2020. That released in October. So Q4 would be sometime in January or so. November, December, January, sometime after New Year's. So, what is this? Oh, it's Bird Creek. I'm gonna say, what's this bossa nova stuff here? But that's the thing with that. So, if you drop Twitch from your multi-streaming setup and you only stream on the platforms that are non-stuffy, are you really losing much? Let's see what the numbers would be if you multi-stream on everything. So, multi-stream, let's add it for all, equals Twitch plus YouTube plus Facebook. 7457. Yep. 225.7, which tanks this number down to equals hours watched divided by hours streamed, 33. So Twitch's glut of hours streamed takes a ratio that on Facebook and YouTube alone is 135, if you divide that out with each other, and cuts it all the way down to 33. If Twitch is such a no-growth platform, no discoverability platform, who cares if you're a Twitch affiliate, you do some stuff on Twitch, but you compare it to stuff you're doing on YouTube and Facebook as a double stream, as opposed to multi-streaming on 3 of these platforms. How many more people, are there any other people out there that will run the numbers on these kinds of things and see just how Twitch is trying to defend itself from the inevitable, the collapse of the House of Cards that is this Twitchy dream, so to speak, of being the next Pokemon, when in reality, you look at the talent, where does the talent come from? Somewhere else. They all have stories, and they all have reasons for you to watch them, like being good at esports or something like that, from somewhere else. Watch stream ratios. Twitch versus YouTube, or Twitch versus just YouTube. Need to increase by nearly 6 times to get the same ratio as YouTube. So, what's the deal with YouTube? Technology. Technology, and also there's also the live streaming format itself that you have to remember, that live streaming is inherently limited. You're talking time slots, you're tied to time slots. And the thing you also have to think about is, with the platform that you use, will there be limitations specifically because you're streaming? Yeah, YouTube has strong algorithms and stuff, but the thumbnail setup on YouTube is that it's almost, for streaming, it's almost synthetic. You need to have a thumbnail before you can even start streaming. So there is no auto-updating thumbnail like on Twitch as you go to kind of show what's going on right now so people can decide to tune in. It's basically art. I'm sure the deceptive thumbnails policy applies, but there's just some limits to YouTube as well. Let me just bring up YouTube on here. Just we'll mute the tab so I don't get someone's auto-playing or something like that. Let me actually see who's live. Oh, there's another thing too. Because YouTube is used by organizations like TV stations and stuff, even if you become a big streamer, you're now underneath all of these organizations like NBC News, QVC, no, ABC, etc. So it's more a matter of redesigning a few UI things in case you want to watch more streamers. Right now, one of the issues with YouTube and trying to find streamers to watch specifically is that it takes too many clicks. So if I want to watch, there is a tab, isn't there? If I'm on my front page on YouTube, I've got all kinds of videos being thrown in my face. I have home, trending, subscriptions, library. I have no one button to automatically switch over to stuff that's live and specifically look for streamers to watch. I have to go into the search bar, search for, can I do the search for nothing trick? How about the hamburger menu? Oh, that is the hamburger menu. Could go to trending. But there's no easy way to specifically look for streamers. People you already subscribe to will turn red in the thing on the left when they go live and stuff along those lines, but there's a UI deficiency on YouTube that makes it way too hard. You have to click show more. No, that's my playlist. That's not it. Let's refresh YouTube and let's try this again. If it takes too many clicks, people don't do it. You have to scroll down below all your subscriptions to more from YouTube to specifically live, which is buried in a left menu towards the bottom of your front page, and that's when you see the live thing. Now you can subscribe. Let me just subscribe to live to tell the system even more. I'm interested in seeing some live streamers, but what am I looking at? What am I looking at here? I'm not going to put stuff on screen in case there's something that shouldn't be on. Well, wait, this isn't Twitch. What am I doing? So let's see. This is actually stuff that's on YouTube right now. Game Theory has something, so I see MatPat. Oh no, that's recent live streams. It takes an additional click to go to live now and see just, but that turns into a playlist. Okay, so here's what YouTube is recommending to me. Firefox. Where is, there it is. Here's what YouTube's recommending to me, and it turns into a generated playlist. So this is typical gamer in Fortnite. I have no idea how many concurrents they have either. Sleeping music, NBC News, creepypasta horror stories, We Back in Minecraft with the red dots, something that, you know, helps if you're in the recommended panel. Soothing relaxation, ABC, Space in the Universe. This is kind of a mixture of streamers and TV. I don't really see a lot in terms of streams. Some of them, there's a couple of streams if I scroll a little, but just some more UI stuff. If YouTube wants to take on Twitch more directly, they need to have a way so that you can look specifically for personality streamers. So let's see here. Live Now in Gaming, we could always look at that. What are they recommending for that? Clash Royale Esports. Drex and I talk about NCAA sports issues by a law firm in the gaming stream category. Okay, official Valorant stream. Fightin' Cowboy, might have to check that out. Zilbrad. But the thing is, none of these people are giving me any real reason. If I don't know who they already are, I can't find any real reason to tune in and watch unless I'm curious about the game they're playing. So, oh look, Dad Plays. PlayStation Vita Hotline Miami garbage stream. There we go. What's that about? So, this is where you can talk about, you know, the title and thumbnail can come into play here. What I find intriguing about YouTube streaming, though, is that thumbnails are completely separate from your stream right now. So you have a reason to do like what Dr. Disrespect does and create like fan art or something that you use as your thumbnail. In the case of my own gaming streams, some of the souped up screenshots that I've been making are really nice looking. Those often turn into thumbnails. So keep a couple of those handy for which character I'm playing in which MMO or something. And even Forza. If I ever did a stream of Forza, I have some wonderful screenshots that have been souped up in Picasa of various cars that I have. So I have plenty of options for thumbnails for gaming streams. Let's see. Something Indonesia. Don't even know what the game is because I don't read those characters. Valorant something in Korea. I think it's Monster Hunter. Something in Hindi over in YouTube India. PUBG Mobile. So I'm not really getting anything. Twixer. I was joking about Twitch and Mixer before Mixer shut down, but somebody actually has that name. Whoops. Capcom. And that's really it. I mean, it's hard to find, unless you find somebody and like them because of their videos. It's hard to find, which is still the stronger method of discovery on YouTube, despite YouTube being a stream platform. And that's why, I decided with these streams, specifically in the gaming streams, to give them some kind of concentrated coolness. Be talking about stuff, working on stuff, hanging out, things like that. Have a monologue ready in case folks aren't chatting about stuff, things along those lines. And there's sports events, things like that. But the thing with YouTube streaming is that it's general purpose. You're going to see a little of everything here. Not just the personality streamers that you've become accustomed to on Twitch, where the stream revolves around the streamer. More so than it could be some kind of production or something. Here we go. Space in the universe. In search of alien planets, explore the universe, etc. There's Timcast, but that's a recent live stream, so these are VODs. Let's see. News, gaming, sports. So I'm not gonna say subscribe to this. Well, maybe I should. See what it does. It's a meta category for live. YouTube Live. Watch great live streams such as live gaming, live music, live sports, and live news. Auto-generated by YouTube. So, it's one of the reasons, too, why I think the future of streaming is that streams become special events. A lot of the reason why you have the full-time streamers nowadays that are streaming all the time is specifically because of the shortcomings of YouTube. I think if these people thought about the long haul, the ability to create something that's kind of a work of art, that kind of thing, if more of these big streamers understood the wonder that is videos and the strengths that videos have versus streams, I think more people would actually take that approach. They'd be primarily, and they might even have more, synergy, to use the corporate term, between their streams and videos, because maybe they'll do like behind the scenes streams where they're working on their next YouTube video. That's something though that I'm a bit concerned about. I don't know what exactly that would do in terms of stream making a YouTube video and then release the YouTube video. I'd kind of spoil everything. So, yeah, we'd have to think about that. How exactly would that work? Or it looks stupid because, we don't get to see what the finished result is. But I'll tell you, the big problem is it probably would be a situation where it'd be the ultimate VCR effect. Why would you watch? So let's say I was reinstalling Windows on a slow computer, and the hard drive was grinding away. That's going to be in the stream. It's not going to be in the YouTube video. I do one of those buzz cuts with the TV raster and stuff. So who would want to watch like tinkering with the computer for 8 hours when it condenses down to a half-hour YouTube video? That's the issue here. So I think trying to figure out how the two go together is the future of all of this. Basically, the way YouTube does streaming. Streaming is special events, and it's something special you do above and beyond videos, or maybe as an extension of videos. It's not really what you focus on. When you really look at the full-time streamers, I wonder about some of these people, if they would actually have more fun if they had the control and the flexibility of videos. So, take the IRL streamers, for example, worried about someone stream sniping them and doing something vulgar on stream that gets them suspended from Twitch. They could become a daily vlogger and make videos instead where they can edit all that stuff out, and there's no chance for somebody, nor any motivation for somebody to show up and crash the party, so to speak. I often wonder about that. How many of these Twitch streamers, if they weren't so tied up in Twitch and so obsessed with Twitch, how many of these people would make videos if they knew, and if they were good with an editor or something. How many of these people would make videos if there wasn't a monetization difference between the two? So it's easier to go full-time as a streamer than it is as somebody making videos. Maybe not so much anymore because of YouTube memberships, but Twitch, in terms of the monetization for live stuff, has first mover advantage. So it's going to take a while for people to figure out that YouTube memberships are actually something valuable, especially when there's this culture that has existed on YouTube that is anti-monetization. You get called an e-beggar or something like that. Bet a thing, but that was something I encountered mostly in the early 2010s. I haven't really followed that scene because it's basically drama. So the e-beggar thing is something I haven't heard about in many, many years. I guess given the number of YouTubers monetizing and mixing up videos and streams these days, that's kind of a dead argument at this point. But it is something to consider, though. So, we have to renovate the Twitch channel. I don't think that's too exciting. We'll just save that for some other time. The big thing I want to do with the Twitch channel is I want to renovate it for this post-gutting the channel, thing that I have going on. Where I talk about games and, put in that I get rid of the ESO updates that haven't been updated in 6 months. Put stuff that's more like someone checks it out once in a while. It's fine, but they shouldn't feel the need to obsessively check the About section for things. So, basic stuff. People don't really go to the About section too much. Not that I know of anyways. Then figure out what's next here. Was in the middle of making a YouTube video when the SD card crashed. Took all my footage with it. But I do have some problems here where there's stuff that's not getting done and there's stuff that's sitting new in the box, so I want to make a YouTube video about it. It's just part of figuring out when to stream and when to do videos. I can tell you that with what's coming up for probably the overtime in the coming week, or in the coming weeks, videos will probably make more sense to do than streaming. Otherwise, I'm probably not here until 4 in the morning and I'm just doing stuff for an hour, maybe, every single day, which I don't think will work out in the long run. But yeah. So turning the tables on Twitch affiliate, we'll see if that Twitch system updates anytime soon. I think it took about 24 hours last time for the 286 to turn into 297. We'll have to see how that works. If it doesn't hit 3, we'll just keep at it until we get it. But we also have to consider Twitch affiliate after the fact. Let me just load up my channel here and go back to the dashboard. Yeah, it's got the Super Mario Kart stream. I found that Chrome is really terrible at playing Twitch streams, so it's cutting the frame rate even without an ad blocker. So I have to see if there's an extension that's getting in the way. Average of 3, so 2.97 out of 3. That's the old number. We got to see it. We got to see it move forward from that. See if it moves forward in a day or so. How long does it take to process, I wonder? Otherwise, we just keep at it. But we have to consider, and this is something you have to consider, and why Twitch affiliate should be spun off from the rest of your online media involvement. Besides Twitch taking more with like the 50% sub split and things like that. The other thing you got to remember with Twitch is that Twitch is so heavily biased towards being live that the ability to make money off of ad revenue and stuff, even if you're, the only real chance you have is when you're live and you run your ad breaks properly. The Twitch as a platform is not designed very well for after the fact stuff. You have to have dedicated fans that want to watch VODs before anybody will actually watch any VODs. And maybe see some ads there. But I can tell you, YouTube ad revenue, ads versus supers, depends on the CPMs, but it's often blah. I've seen a lot of people's numbers, and I know it's nothing exciting unless they're PewDiePie. So, really big barrier to entry there. But supers can add up a lot quicker, but remember that they are taxable. So that's something there as well. So if you could have if you could get yourself to a stream following via interesting videos and stuff, and have people tipping and stuff like that, that would add up quicker, but it wouldn't be as reliable as something like a channel membership or something. And in this case, I already have a Patreon, so if I did set up the channel memberships with the tiers and custom emojis and stuff, how exactly would that work versus the Patreon? Why would anybody have a reason to do one or the other? Would there be a reason to prefer one or the other? The only real thing I can think of is that I don't really have very high hopes for Patreon. I don't think their business model can really last too long. I don't think they're making enough money. And I think there's some things going on every so often. There's weird emails that go out that hint that they struggle every so often. What is the Patreon revenue split? The Patreon revenue split is what? The legacy founder's platform fee is 5% of successfully processed payments. This is for what? Patreon. Oh. So, circa 2019. Patreon offers creators 3 plans with fees ranging from 5% to 12%. So, Patreon Lite. Simple tools. 5% of the income you earn on Patreon plus payment processing. 8%, then 12%. It was on sale when it first came on. Yeah, but that's still lower than YouTube. If that number gets too low, I start to wonder if Patreon might have money problems. Because if those numbers could be that low, I mean, I can tell you right now, the lower those numbers go, the more appealing a platform looks. If YouTube went below 70-30, they'd look even more interesting versus Twitch's 50-50 splits. So there's a ton of reasons why, in terms of getting people to want to be in your program, that you would want to lower those down as low as they can go. There's got to be a reason for things like the 70-30 split on YouTube's end. Might be because of the overhead costs. We're talking a video hoster versus Patreon just processing financial transactions and a little bit of web hosting. That might be part of the difference, but that's something that we'd have to figure out. But the bottom line with all of this, with regards to Twitch affiliate, is Twitch affiliate will probably be the worst source of revenue for somebody who's a multi-platform content creator. Twitch has too much of an emphasis. Well, it depends on what the CPMs are for the ads, but you're relying probably almost exclusively on the ads that you run during the live stream to turn off pre-rolls for people coming in. So here's the thing. The ads are roughly the same. You run an ad break and it turns off pre-rolls. When do you break even on that? That's the thing. Are you actually tanking your own ad revenue? But people bounce for ads because of ads anyway, so it's a real head scratcher. Because what if the mid-rolls you run are less than the pre-rolls that would have run otherwise? Because running a mid-roll to your audience turns off pre-rolls to new people coming in, including the people that might not stick around. So I wonder if Twitch may have something where some weird numbers behind the scenes that go over the advertising revenue and things like that. And oh yeah, I encourage people to run mid-rolls, but it may not be as good for the platform, except in terms of goodwill. If people don't see pre-rolls, they don't bounce from streamers. But you think about Twitch versus YouTube money side, or why do people watch? Twitch versus YouTube money side and why people watch. You probably have mostly when you're live the ads that you run that you'll make your ad revenue off of, versus YouTube being after the fact. People hitting this, and YouTube has a skip button, so people just keep hitting skip and stuff like that, you know, or they get YouTube Premium, but that's a different story altogether. Just for people that watch the ads in the first place, they learn about the Ridge wallet for the umpteenth time or whatever. Yeah, I've got that one memorized. So they support the platform by letting it run the ads and stuff like that. You're talking a platform with a much stronger evergreen presence versus Twitch. I think that it'd be easier for you to hit that $100 payment threshold on YouTube than on Twitch if you put in the effort. And also, let's not forget, the fundamental weakness of live content is that it's perishable. Nobody's going to want to watch your Counter-Strike stream from 3 days ago unless something big happened. Or maybe you make a highlight and that has ads put on it and people watch that. But in terms of when people can see ads, YouTube as a long-haul platform, evergreen platform, people can see stuff after the fact for a long time afterwards. I've seen some weird examples on my own channel of old videos suddenly getting views again. People find them, or the algorithms send them around, or something along those lines. It's not the case on a platform that is so heavily focused on live. There's next to nothing else that's really viable like Twitch. So I don't think it would. I think you'd run into a lot of problems on Twitch where if you have YouTube partner, Facebook level up, probably not Facebook, keep them out of the picture for now. YouTube partner versus Twitch affiliate, I think you'll hit the $100 faster as a YouTube partner. Start getting paid more frequently. Just because of the strength of the evergreen side of YouTube, as well as the user base conditioning. That magical word again. People have to know to use a website or a platform or a mobile app for specific reasons. So I don't think there's a problem with leaving Twitch affiliate in its own little bubble. You get it just for the heck of it, and then you just keep it and it's kind of there. And if you stream on Twitch, yay, you technically support the platform by letting Twitch run ads. Or, you know, you run ads at various points in your stream as well that are normally the duller parts of the stream, like maybe your starting soon screen or something like that to get them over with, so people coming in don't get pre-rolls. I might actually, that's actually what I would do. I would actually run ads immediately after the MultimediaJay stream, immediately after I'd go live, the MultimediaJay stream would go on, connections there, run a bazillion ads, start the timer for people not getting pre-rolls, and then start the starting soon screen with a short song, of course, because I don't believe starting soon screens have very much time left. But basically, Twitch today announced, well, we'll get to that shortly. So, MultimediaJay screen, this one. That pops up. Immediately run ads to turn off pre-rolls for everybody tuning in during the start soon, and then watch whatever the timer is, then take a break and run ads, get like stretch or something like that. Say, all right, time to let Twitch pay their bills for a bit. I'm gonna go grab another drink, something like that. And maybe it's like on TV where people go do something during the commercials as well. So one of those deals. But you're so heavily dependent upon live, I don't think Twitch affiliate would add up as quickly as YouTube partner in that respect, just because the differences between the platforms, what they focus on, and what each one is good at. Let's talk about start soon screens since we brought it up. One last thing regarding this. A while back I did a discussion about how I think the start soon screens will be rendered obsolete by technology. And Twitch, of all people, well, it's not really innovative that they do this. Twitch took a step in that direction with the announcement of this feature regarding the, what is the start soon screens? No, the starting soon shelf, where if someone has a stream scheduled to start shortly, they show up in the shelf of streamers, you can click and go over there. That's kind of sort of a response to YouTube and the ability to schedule streams on YouTube. Now, here's how I see this going down. Start soon screens, what are they? It's something that you play so that people have time to tune in without missing anything. But from an IT perspective, they're a nightmare because it's basically a complete waste of video resources to have the same start screen thing over and over again. It's a total waste of resources. Take that times every Twitch streamer who does it, and the amount of video being served that essentially does nothing compared to the stream itself. It's only there so people don't miss something in the stream itself. That adds up. Which I think is one of the reasons why Facebook was the first of the big three platforms to discourage what they call VOD intros. So Facebook openly discourages start soon screens because of the way their site works with rotating streamers to people watching Facebook gaming. But I think Facebook actually had the right idea. With something like on YouTube, with a starting soon thing, or a scheduled stream that you can click on and go to before it starts or set reminder. With that kind of a setup, you don't need a start soon screen. You just go to a short intro when you start the show. Because the way I'm thinking of trying it, if I ever want to do this, and in the meantime, as you've seen, my start soons are one song, 6 minutes tops, maybe even shorter songs. Some people may accuse me of having a start soon screen that's too short. But on a platform like YouTube where I can schedule streams, I don't need a start soon screen. What I would do is get a thumbnail ready, have that, put some graphics on it, say what the topic's going to be, when I'm going to be starting, and schedule the stream like 15 minutes to a half hour before I start. So I'm not really like, oh, I'm going to stream tomorrow at 4 p.m. So I would schedule the stream about a half hour to or 15 minutes before it starts, roughly the time, maybe a little bit, plus a little bit more, maybe add a little more, give the notification time to go out and people to respond to it. But that way, they're in front of the computer at start time, and I start then with an intro. And then, you don't have this song length thing at the beginning of the video when it converts to a YouTube video afterwards. See how this works? You get the equivalent of a start soon screen without actually needing to waste all those video resources on the server end, because people have something that functions as a start soon screen that lets them know you're going to be starting in 15 minutes. No, get comfortable and, go tune into the stream. Serves the exact same purpose as a Start Soon screen with far less resources. No actual video has to be used for it. It's just regular internet stuff, web stuff, graphics. Drop in a bucket compared to video. So, Twitch rolling out this Starting Soon shelf. What that tells me, that's feature parity with YouTube. People are already afraid it's going to get abused, that people are just going to schedule all-day streams or something. I'm sure Twitch will find a way to program that out so people can't abuse it like that. But what this represents is Twitch pursuing feature parity with some notable issue that they have versus YouTube right now. One of them is that streamers still need Start Soon screens. That's the thing. You can schedule a stream on Twitch, but in terms of having something going that people can tune into, you can't really do it. Have a landing page or something. The only thing they can do is sit on your channel page in the offline chat. That's the closest that Twitch has to this kind of a feature. Versus YouTube. Schedule your stream, put a thumbnail on it, title, description, set everything up, and people have something they can go to that could show up on their feeds, homepage, recommended, in advance of your stream starting. Instead of sitting there with a Start Soon screen and people are bouncing because of it. That's what I think the future of streaming is. The Start Soon screen will turn into an intro similar to a television show or something like that, and there will not be a Start Soon screen anymore. The ability to schedule and have people receive notifications and open the stream in advance will replace that. It'll just be a little less interesting because there won't be any music playing. If YouTube puts something in where you can pick a track from the YouTube audio library or something to play when people are on that landing page, maybe loop it or set up a playlist of YTAL songs, it's game over for Twitch. Because you just have a graphic with some music playing as people get ready to watch. So, this is just the result of not being caught up in Twitch culture and therefore thinking outside the Twitch box. Or the glitch box if you go by 2020. So, this is the kind of feature that I could easily imagine YouTube creating with YouTube Live and the live teams and the work they do. So, sometimes I wonder just how much of a silo difference is there between the people working on the streaming part of YouTube and Susan Wojcicki and the weird stuff she says on Twitter. Or in interviews or something. It's almost like, hello, you want to talk about how YouTube's doing instead of whether you like tea or coffee or something? I don't know. I don't like to paint with broad strokes, so to speak, entire teams of people working on a technology product like YouTube streaming just because of one goofball executive doing random stuff. Or something along those lines. So what's next? The coming weeks will probably be friendlier to YouTube videos. So bust out the cameras, get some stuff done around here. Hey, there's the camera right over there, way in the back. You can see the camera mount this whole time. Did you notice? Social medias, youtube.com/MultimediaJay, twitter.com/MultimediaJay, twitch.tv/MultimediaJay, multimediajay.wordpress.com, and MultimediaJay TV on Instagram. I want to make something that flashes through all of those. Dr. Disrespect has something like that. I think it'd be kind of cool to put at the ends of these things. Till next time, this is MultimediaJay signing off. Thanks for stopping by.